1. Introduction. My name is Diana. I am 22 years old. I live in a small apartment in a busy city. My younger sister, Anna, lives with me. She is 16. Anna is very sick. She has a serious illness that needs constant care. She needs special medicine every single month. This medicine is very expensive. It costs a lot of money, more than I usually earn. I finished high school a few years ago. Now I am a student at a college trying to get a degree, but I have student debt. This means I owe money for my education. To earn money and pay bills, I work 2 jobs. In the mornings, I work at a small coffee shop. I make coffee drinks and serve customers. It is a fast-paced job. In the evenings, I clean offices in tall buildings. This work is tiring and often lonely. I work for many hours every day, sometimes from early morning until late at night. Because of this, I often sleep only a few hours. I am always tired. Even with my 2 jobs and working so hard, it is very difficult to get enough money. I pay for our small apartment's rent. I buy food for Anna and me, making sure she eats well. I also try to pay my student debt, making small payments each month. But still, there is not enough money for Anna's medicine. Her health is the most important thing to me. I worry about her constantly. She looks weaker every day without the right medicine. Every night, I sit by her bed, watching her sleep. I feel very sad, worried, and desperate. I think I must find a way to help Anna. I need to find more money quickly. One evening, after a very long and tiring day of work, I sat with my old laptop. It was late, and Anna was asleep. I looked online for ideas. I searched for ways to earn money or financial help. Then, I saw an advertisement pop up on the screen. It was for a dating application. The words on the advertisement were clear: meet serious people, build a secure future. I had never used a dating app before in my life. I was 22, but I was always too busy with my jobs and studies to think about dating. My life was only about work and Anna, but that night I felt different. I was so tired. I was scared for Anna's future. I felt a deep sense of desperation. So I clicked on the advertisement. I decided to create a profile on the app. I wrote some simple things about myself. I wrote, "My name is Diana. I am 22 years old. I am a student. I work hard. I am looking for an honest person and a stable future." I did not expect much, but I hoped this app could bring a big change to my difficult life. I hoped it could help me find a way to get the money for Anna's medicine and make her well again. I finished my profile and pressed save. Then I closed the laptop, feeling a mix of fear and a tiny bit of hope. I waited to see what would happen. 2. A new message. I opened the dating app during my lunch break. I had not expected much, but there was a new message. It was from a man named Victor. His profile picture showed an older man. He had gray hair and wore a nice suit. He was smiling gently. The picture looked kind. His message was simple. He wrote, "Hello, Diana. I saw your profile. You look kind and smart. I want to meet you for coffee." I checked his age. It said he was 62 years old. My eyes opened wide. He was much older than me. This was a surprise. I had not thought about meeting someone so much older. I read his message again. It was polite. He did not write anything rude. He just wanted to meet for coffee. I thought about it for some time. I did not reply immediately. I waited for 2 days. During these 2 days, I thought about Victor's message often. Was it a good idea to meet him? What would he be like? My mind was full of questions. I felt a little nervous. However, I also felt a strong sense of curiosity. I wanted to know more about this man. Maybe this was the change I was looking for. It was just coffee, I told myself. I had nothing to lose. So, after 2 days, I decided to write back. I typed my answer carefully. I wrote, "Hello, Victor. Thank you. We can meet for coffee." His reply came very quickly. It was almost immediate. He wrote, "Great, tomorrow afternoon." I read his message. My heart beat a little faster. This was really happening. I thought for another moment, then I typed yes. I agreed to meet him. I felt a mix of feelings. There was still some nervousness, but the curiosity was stronger. I wondered what he wanted from me. This meeting felt like a big step. I hoped it would be a good one. It was a chance for something new. 3. Our first coffee. I arrived early at the quiet cafe near the park. It was a nice, small place with soft music. I chose a table by the window, looking out at the street. I felt a mix of nerves and curiosity about Victor. Soon, he walked in. He was tall and carried himself well. He wore a nice, dark jacket and clean trousers. His hair was white. When he looked around, his kind and gentle eyes met mine. He smiled warmly and walked to my table. "Diana, it's good to finally meet you," he said, his voice calm and friendly. We shook hands, and his grip was firm. We sat down and ordered coffee. The conversation began easily. Victor asked me many questions about my life. He wanted to know about my studies, my 2 jobs, and my younger sister, Anna. He also asked about my dreams. He listened intently to everything I said, never interrupting. He looked at me with full attention, making me feel truly heard. No one had listened to me with such care for a very long time. It felt strange but good. I felt a sense of peace and comfort talking to him. After I had shared a lot, Victor spoke about his own life. He told me he was a businessman who had worked hard for many years. He shared a sad detail. His wife had passed away 10 years ago. He also mentioned that he had no children, so he lived by himself in a very big house. He spoke about feeling lonely sometimes in such a large home. His story made me feel a little sympathy for him, imagining him alone. He seemed like an honest and open person. We talked for about 1 hour. The time passed quickly. I found him polite and respectful. When we finished our coffee, he looked at me with the same kind eyes. I truly enjoyed talking to you, Diana, he said. You are an honest and warm person. I would like to see you again soon. I thought about our conversation. It had been pleasant and comfortable. There was nothing about him that made me feel unsafe. Yes, Victor, I replied. I would like that too. We stood up. He walked me to the door, opening it for me. We said our goodbyes, and I left the cafe feeling a strange mix of surprise and a new kind of hope after our first coffee together. 4 nice gifts. We met many times over the next few weeks. Victor was always very kind to me. He chose nice restaurants for our meals. He always paid for everything, and he opened doors for me. I was not used to such polite treatment. He started to give me gifts. One day, beautiful flowers arrived at my apartment. They were a lovely and colorful surprise. Another time, a package came. Inside, I found a new laptop computer. He had told me, "This is for your studies, Diana. You truly deserve it." I felt surprised by these expensive presents. No one had ever given me such nice things before. I thanked him, but I also felt a little strange and guilty. It was a new feeling for me. Victor also called me often. He always asked how I was doing. He also asked about my younger sister, Anna, every time we spoke. He seemed truly concerned for her health. He would often say, "A young woman like you should not have so many problems." I told him more about my student debt. I also spoke about Anna's medical bills, which were very high. He listened to everything I said silently. He was very attentive. One day, he said something that changed everything. "Diana," he began, "I want to help you. I have a lot of money. You have many problems. We can make a special deal." I looked at him, feeling a little confused. He continued, "I can give you a safe and easy life." Then he explained his idea. "Marry me," he said. "If you marry me, I will pay all your student debt. I will also pay for all of Anna's medicine. You will come to live in my big house. You will not need to work 2 jobs anymore." My heart started to beat very fast. Marriage, with Victor, a man who was 62 years old. It was a very big decision. He saw the surprise on my face. He spoke calmly. "This is not about love, Diana," he said. "It is about support and respect. Think about my offer carefully." I went home that night. I could not sleep. His words stayed in my mind. I thought about Anna and her need for medicine. I thought about my debt. It was a difficult choice. 5, the agreement. Diana thought about Victor's offer for many days. Her mind was full of thoughts about Anna and their hard life. She looked at Anna's medicine bottles and her unpaid bills. She felt very tired. Every day was a fight for money. She looked in the mirror and saw a worried face. She knew she had to make a big decision for Anna's health. One evening, after much thought, Diana decided. She took her phone and called Victor. "Victor," she said, her voice a little shaky, "I will marry you." Victor sounded happy but serious. "Good," he replied. "I promise to help you and your sister. You will be my wife." The wedding was very simple. No big dress, no big party. It was just a quiet ceremony at the city hall. Victor and Diana stood together. They signed some papers. That was all. They were now husband and wife. It felt strange, a formal agreement. The next week, Victor kept his promise. He paid all of Diana's student debt. This was a huge amount of money. Then, he paid for all of Anna's hospital bills and future medicine. Diana saw the receipts and felt deep relief. The heavy weight of money problems lifted from her shoulders. She had never felt so free from worry. Soon after, Diana and Anna moved from their small apartment. They moved into Victor's big house. The house had many clean rooms and a beautiful garden. It was very different from their old home. For the first time, Diana did not have to work two difficult jobs. She could study more. She could spend more time taking care of Anna, who was feeling better. Victor was kind to them. He bought new clothes for Diana and Anna. Sometimes he cooked breakfast for them. He made Diana feel safe and protected. She looked at Anna, who was smiling more now. Diana told herself that she had made the right choice for her sister. She believed this agreement would bring a good and safe life. But slowly, things would begin to change. 6. He is different. Victor's kindness started to change. It was a slow change, like the weather getting colder outside. At first, it was only small things. He began to look at my clothes. One day, I wore a skirt that I liked. He looked at me and said, "Why are you wearing that skirt? It is too short." I felt a little confused. Before, he never talked about my clothes. I changed it, thinking it was just one time. But it was not just one time. Soon, he started to ask about my phone calls. "Who were you talking to?" he would ask. Or, "Why did that person call you?" He wanted to know about every person I spoke with. He also began to call me very often. When I went to university for my classes, my phone would ring. It was Victor. "Where are you now?" he would ask. "Who are you with?" He wanted to know my exact location all the time. I felt like he was watching me, even when he was not there. One afternoon, I was at the university library. I met an old classmate there. His name was Tom. We talked about our studies and some homework. It was a short and friendly talk. When I came back to the house, Victor was waiting for me. His face was not kind like before. It was cold. "You were with a man," he said. His voice was low. I tried to explain. "He is just an old classmate, Victor. We talked about schoolwork." But he did not listen to my words. He shook his head. "You are my wife now, Diana," he said. "A wife should not go out alone and meet other men." After that day, things became worse. He told me I could not meet my friends at cafes anymore. "You have everything you need here," he would say. He also checked my phone messages. He looked through my calls and my texts. He wanted to know everything. He even asked me to stop working at the coffee shop. I liked that job. It was a small part-time job, but it was important to me. It gave me a feeling of being myself. But he said, You do not need to work. I give you money. Stay home. The beautiful house, which had felt so safe and welcoming, slowly started to change. It did not feel like a home anymore. It felt like a prison. A very beautiful prison with nice furniture and a big garden, but a prison all the same. I could not go where I wanted. I could not talk to who I wanted. I could not even wear the clothes I liked. Victor was always there, or his rules were always there. I felt trapped inside the golden cage. The freedom I had hoped for, the peace I had found for Anna and me, was slowly disappearing. 7, I must leave. Many months went by. Every day felt longer than the last. I started to feel very sad. I was Victor's wife, but I felt like a prisoner. The beautiful house was not a home anymore. It was a place where I could not be free. My life was not my own. Victor's control grew stronger. He watched my every move. He asked many questions about everything I did. He checked my phone and my messages often. He did not like me to leave the house without him. I felt trapped inside the golden cage. One afternoon, I went to my university. I needed to study for an exam. I felt a strange feeling that someone was watching me. When I left the building, I saw Victor. He was in his car, parked close to the university gate. He did not tell me he would be there. He was just watching me. My heart felt very heavy when I saw him. It was a sad moment. I realized how much he wanted to control me. It was not love. It was something else, something dangerous. That night, we had a very big argument. I was very upset. I told him, Victor, you cannot control my life like this. I need my own space. I need to be myself. But Victor did not understand. He became angry. He said, I gave you everything you have. Your sister is well. Your debts are gone. You owe me for this. You must respect my wishes. You will live by my rules now. This is my house, and you are my wife. I looked at him, and everything became clear. I understood the real situation. I did not marry Victor because I loved him. I married him to help Anna. I married him to survive. But now I had paid a very high price. I had no freedom left. My life was not my own choice. I knew I had to leave. I started to make a secret plan. First, I began to save a little money. I put it in a safe place where Victor would not find it. Then I secretly called an old friend. She lived in another city. I told her some of my problems. She said I could stay with her. This gave me hope. One morning, Victor told me he would go away for a business trip. He would be gone for a few days. This was my chance. I waited until he left the house. Then I quickly started to pack. I took 2 small bags. One bag was for me and one was for Anna. I put some clothes and a few important things inside. I also found all our important documents, like our birth certificates and Anna's medical papers. I put them safely in my bag. Then I went to Anna's room. She was ready. We left the big house very quietly. We did not make any noise. We walked away from the house and did not look back. We took a bus to the train station. Soon, we were on a train going to my friend's city. As the train moved, I turned off my phone. I knew Victor would call, but I did not want to talk to him. When we arrived at my friend's house, I felt a new feeling. I took a deep breath. It was the first time in a whole year that I felt truly free. It was a new beginning for us. 8. A new life. Victor went away for a business trip. This was my chance to leave. I packed 2 bags quickly, one for me and one for Anna. We took all our important papers. Then we left the big house in silence. We went to a friend's house in a different city, far away. When we arrived, I turned off my phone. For the first time, I felt truly free and could breathe easily. Victor called me many times and sent letters. He said he was sorry and would forgive me. But I did not go back to him. I knew I could not live that life anymore. I found a lawyer. We started the divorce process. It took many months to finish. It was not easy, but I was strong. Finally, the divorce was done. Victor did not ask for the money back he paid for my debts or Anna's medicine. Perhaps he knew it would make him look bad. I started working again and continued my studies. This time, things felt different. My student debt was gone. Anna's health was much better now. I also knew myself better. I had learned an important lesson. Money could make life easier, but it could not buy true freedom or real peace. Now, when I saw a big house or an expensive car, I did not feel impressed. I remembered the big house with Victor. It was like a beautiful, golden cage. I did not want that life. I was 24 years old now. I went to university and studied hard. I also worked. Most importantly, I took good care of Anna. We lived in a small apartment, but it was a happy home. We felt safe and truly free. I did not regret helping my sister. That was the most important thing. But I knew one thing for sure: I would never marry for money again. My new life was simple, but it was truly my own. I had my freedom back. It was a new beginning for both Anna and me. We could build our future together, free and happy.